Hello, I'm Harvey Lacey, and this is one of the original Ubuntublox machines. We're going to try something new. Ubuntublox has been a work in progress from day one, which was about 2 years and 2 weeks ago. In fact, 2 years ago, we hadn't even made a block, hadn't made a machine. We just had an idea of what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it. This is one of the very first blocks we made. As you can see, it's got all kinds of plastic. What I did was I went down to the recycling center and I asked them for plastic, and we filled up a trailer with plastic trash, and I brought it out here and stuffed it into a machine and made blocks. Here. Animals like me. Get out of here. Get, before I put both ears on the same side of your head. The problem with this block is that it makes it very expensive because all of these plastics already have a current recycling program that's very efficient in the States. The original concept was to build blocks that look like this. This has 90 bottles, and it's a very pretty thing. But once again, you're looking at 7 pounds. 25 cents a pound. It's what, $1.75 just if you was to harvest plastic bottles. In Haiti, we built a wonderful Ubuntublox house, and we use earth bag material, rice bag material. The problem with it was very expensive. That house there, we used full of dinner plates, which is what this bag here's full of, this block here's full of, and we used the wire, which made a very expensive block between the cost of the rice bag material and the wire. This block here, we're using polypropylene pulling string that electricians use for putting in conduit for pulling wire. And it cost a fraction of what the wire does. We still need the wire to build a house, but for building the blocks, the polypropylene string works just fine. Very nice block. Lightweight, super R value would be the preferred way to build one if money is no object. If I was to build one in the house, build me an Ubuntublox house, which I plan to do here in the States, this is the way I would build it just because of the R value, and it is a very substantial block. Now, our November 2012 trip to Haiti, we went to the rural area outside of Nakai. Cavillon is a city, and outside of there is a village that Cavillon supports and represents, and it's called Custon. Custon is just a goat path with houses and a Catholic school and a nun's retreat, and it's there that we're wanting to build a library in a community center in there with the Ubuntublox. But when we got there, we had a discovery that there was not enough styrofoam trash to use to build blocks, so we're going to have the blocks made somewhere else and then brought them in. Well, we're also looking at political pressure was put on President Martelli, and he outlawed the import of plastic styrofoam dinner trays because they're everywhere, imported prints. That meant we was going to have a limited supply of those, so I had to find something else to use. What we found was Vetiver is a grass that they grow there in Haiti. All around the world it's grown. And commercially it's grown for the essential oils, perfume oils that are in the roots. Well, what they do is they harvest the plants and they harvest the roots and they boil them. And after they went through the boiling process twice, some of the roots are surplus and they are willing to give those to us to build blocks with. And it makes a really awesome block. I mean, it is a wonderful building block. The biggest difference between an Ubuntublox house and a straw bale house is the straw bale house, the straw bales are not a key structural component. They are just filler. With an Ubuntublox house, they are a key structural component. So we have to have very dense and very compact blocks, like either one of these. Very compact. So one of the problems with the Vetiver of using the roots would be vetiver grasses are one of the best options for erosion control all around the world. Where we've deforested the land and the land is washing away, the vetiver grasses, their root system is so extensive that they are just the perfect remedy for this. So we really don't want to have people digging up the vetiver plants, the vetiver plants, to harvest the roots to build houses and cause more erosion problems. So what we want to try to do today is to see how long stem grasses work in an Ubuntublox press. I'm in North Texas. Vetiver cannot take the cold, so there is none around here. What we do have here is we've had some freezes, so our Johnson grass is going dormant. So I was able to go out and get some Johnson grass. Well, it's not the same as the vetiver. What it is a long stem grass. And if we can make a block using the Johnson grass that is a good block, that means that we can use any other long stem grass, which would be wonderful if it can be vetiver. Where this is so important to Haiti is if we can use the vetiver leaves, then we give the people in the areas that needs the vetiver for erosion control a reason to plant it, because they now have a cash crop in that they can harvest the leaves and they can be sold to make the blocks without causing harm to the good that they do, which is the erosion control. What we've done is I have placed 3 strings in the grooves, just like I was going to fill this with bags of styrofoam or vetiver roots or whatever. But instead, I'm going to be using the Johnson grass that I picked up here around the area. In spite of the dogs and the chickens, we don't have any cats. We do have mice. So we're going to do that.